I know we're coming up on Thanksgiving, so it's a perfect time to talk about being thankful, but really the concepts that I want to explain today are about how to be thankful all year round, not just 1 month, 1 day, or 1 week out of the year, but how to cultivate a heart of thankfulness by creating and using your own blessings box. So let's get started. So with Thanksgiving coming up, I know that people are starting to do a lot of different Thanksgiving type challenges. So maybe they're having a whole month of thankfulness where they're sharing something new each week or each day about what they're thankful for. Maybe it's just a specific day of Thanksgiving that they're thinking about what they're thankful for. But the truth is, the Bible very clearly mandates the need to be thankful year round. This is not a one-time thing. We see over and over again, especially in the Old Testament, things like the stones of remembrance, of remembering what God has done and where He has brought us from for His glory. So I wanted to do that with my family. I wanted to cultivate this attitude of thankfulness. And I discovered the idea of doing a blessings box, and I've been so thankful to have that on and off throughout the years, and I want to kind of show you guys what that looks like. So what is a blessing box? What is this? So basically the concept was that we wanted to have those stones of remembrance. We wanted to remember the things that God has done in our lives and how He has shown His glory through different circumstances in our lives, both big and small. And one quote that I've always loved is by Ann Voskamp, and when she said, "We give thanks to God not because of how we feel, but because of who He is." And I think that's true. It's not that we're giving thanks because of how we feel or because of what we have. It's because of who God is. So even in our darkest moments, we can find things to be thankful for. So I started the tradition of just taking a few moments. Sometimes I do it in the moment. Sometimes I have to look back and say, okay, what has God done in the past month that I can think of? And I try to date the card. It's just a simple note card. I try to put the date on the card, even if I can just only remember the month and the year, or just the year even. And I write something that God has done. It can be anything from a huge answer to prayer when we've had serious medical bills and didn't have any money to pay for them, and all of a sudden a check arrives on our doorstep, completely anonymous, to help us cover those bills. It could be something big like that, but it can also be just the little things in life. So this is our blessings box. It's actually just a suggestion box. I got it off Amazon prior to having an official box hanging on our wall. I just had a little jar. I've used a shoebox. There's so many different things, but I wanted something visual that I could have hanging on my wall that would remind me to think of things to put in here. And basically, on the end of it, I just have a stack of note cards, and I usually have a pen in here, and drop inside the top the note card after I write on it, and then I can easily open it and I can read past notes that I've written. So let me show you a few of my examples. One here from 2014, when my daughter had several medical supplies that she needed and insurance was refusing to cover it, and for whatever reason, God worked through the insurance company, and they actually came back after months of fighting about it and just said that they were going to cover it. And a lot of people are like, oh, isn't that nice that the insurance did that? But the truth is, God worked in that situation to use that. He caused and led us to a dependence on Him during this time of financial stress. And when we did rest in Him, He came through and provided amazingly. And so to record that kind of stuff is super helpful in the moment, but also looking back when you can look back over what He's done. I have notes about different conversations that I've had where I've been having a really hard day and God has brought just that right person into my life at just the right moment to bless me, to encourage me, or that I was able to encourage them. Anything like that where you can see that. Conversations that I have with my children, of getting to see just a peek into how God is shaping and molding their hearts. All of these things are great things to be thankful for. So while you can put in there that you're thankful for your house or your family or the food you have or the clothes you wear, all of those things that a lot of people typically talk about in the month of giving thanks, really the idea of this is to see God's goodness, to see the ways that God has provided, and to be able to record those and put them in this box, to have it as a visual there. Anyone in our family is allowed to add to this box, the kids, my husband, myself. And then in moments where we're just having a hard time, we're struggling to trust God, we're struggling to rest in Him and His goodness, I just go to open this box and I look back and I read through all the years of different writings that I've written. And it's so encouraging to me to see, look, Katie, this is what God has done then. So how much more is He going to do in the future? You've always been able to rely and trust on Him. You can also use this idea and take it and read it out. You can pull out all the ones from the year and read it on Thanksgiving. You could pull them out and read them at the end of the year to start your new year, and kind of look over the ways that God has shown His goodness to you over the year of 2018. There are so many different ways that you could use this sort of in a formal ceremony way, but honestly, just having it there as a visual to remind me of this, and again, it doesn't have to be a fancy box or an in-depth process, pretty papers or anything like that. Just simply having some paper in a jar will help you to be able to remember to record those things, and then to be able to look back years later. I started this back in 2013, 2014, after my daughter, who has a genetic disorder, was born, and we had so many things that we were overwhelmed with. There was so much anxiety and financial stress and marital stress, everything in our life. And God just showed His goodness abundantly in those years particularly. And so I have so many things that I've written down and recorded from that time period. And then I now, as we've gone into life and things have kind of gotten a lot less stressful, we still have our moments, but after going through what we went through, everything seems a lot easier. But when we go through those moments, even now, I can see God's goodness in the things that He's done. And I think to have those and share those with our kids is such an important thing. So I hope this is helpful. Just a quick tip on how you can do that. I would love to hear if you guys have something similar, or how you guys cultivate an attitude of Thanksgiving in the comments below. I would love if this video has been helpful for you to like and share it. You can also subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday on management, parenting, and homeschooling, and everything in between. I hope you guys have a fantastic week and a great holiday. Bye.